plus except block we need to write it. Both the blocks we need to write it. One is monitoring, and whatever is monitored, that you are going to process it. These two things you need to write it. That is about first point of except block. And moreover, next point I'm going to say. What is the next point here? Except block will execute when there is an exception in which block? Try block. Except block is the one when there is an exception in which block? Try block. Are you getting my point? Right. And how many except blocks we can write it? N number of except block. Even though we write n number of except block, only one except block will execute. Depends on the type of exception occurring in try block. Not all of them will execute. Any one of it will execute. And that is the point. Last point. What is the placement of writing except block? To be written before try, after try? After try. And before which block? Else block. If at all else block will present. Writing else block is optional. If at all I write else block, it should be written before. So except block to be written after try block and before else block. So that points I will show you here. That points I will show you here. See students, now I'm showing except block. Carefully follow. Carefully follow here. What is the else block, except block you see? All the students. It is the block in which we write block of statements generates user-friendly error messages. In other words, except block suppresses technical error messages and generates user-friendly error messages. And hence, except block is called exception processing block. Important. What is except block? You have to tell this purpose. Note, handling exception is equal to try block plus except block. It's a mandatory. Next, every except block will execute when there is an exception in try block. Even we write multiple except blocks, PVM executes appropriate except block. That is, single except block only will execute. It won't execute all the blocks at a time. Next, the place of writing except block is that after try block and before else block. After try block and before else block. This is related to which block here? Except block. Now, online students are able to get my points? Are able to understand this point, students? Come on, all of you. Next, I'm going for which block next? Else block. So tell me, what is else block we do? In else block, we write the block of statements, generates what? Results. That's why it is known as result generated block we can call. Getting my point? And else block will execute when there is no exception in which block? Try block. When there is no exception in try block, then only else block will execute. Right? First point is else is for displaying the results. Next, else block will execute when there is no exception in which block? Try block. And writing else block is what? Optional. I may write it, I may not write it. What is the placement of writing else block? Fourth point. After except block, before finally block. First point is purpose. Second point is when it will execute. Third point is optional or mandatory. Fourth point is placement. See that now? Coming to the point here. I'll go for else block here. Start here now. It is the block in which we write block of statements which will display results of the program. And hence else block is called in try block. Writing else block is optional. The place of writing else block is that after except block, before finally block, if it present. Which one will present? Finally block. Understand? Now I will explain what is finally block. Finally block we don't know so far, right? Now we are going to understand finally block here. Let me go to that. Students in online, please confirm. Is these three blocks are clear for you? Is these three blocks are clear? Online students, please respond. Good. Now I'm going to introduce one more type of importance. Look into that. There is a try block. There is a try block. In the try block, I am having certain statements, students. I am having certain statements. So many number of statements are there. And corresponding to that, corresponding except blocks are also there. What are the statements available here? I will write it. So many number of statements. 1, I'll write some statements here. 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. Some statements I'm writing. So on what? 100 statements are there. 99 statements are there. 100 statements are there. Now I will have what? Corresponding except blocks are there. Corresponding except blocks are there. We'll write a class name. We'll write a class name here. And immediately one more except block I will write it. Multiple except blocks are there, and whose corresponding bodies are also there. Now, after that, what block is there? Else block is also there. Else block is also there. There we are having something like this. There we are having something like this. Now I am having finally block here. Finally block is also there. Now under finally block, what is the importance of finally block is our total target today. So finally block target is ours. So our target is to understand about finally block. Now it is after our files we are after our exceptions we are entering into that area. Assume that we opened a file. Why to open a file? First of all, file is a new term for you. Or I got a database connection. I got it. Database connection. Database connection. I got it. Why I am opening a file or a database connection? Because in database or in file, what is storing? Data stored. Your banking data, you take it. Data stored. Your Aadhaar card data, you take it. Any organization will store the data either in the form of database or in the form of file. Both of them I will explain in the class. Files will discuss. Database, Oracle database I will discuss. And not Oracle course, I am going to discuss about how Python can communicate with Oracle. Do you know Oracle? Do you know Oracle? No, completely no. Only Python you know. Okay, good. So, coming to the point of it, in file, we are having the data. In database also, we can store the database. We can store employee data or your result data. After the academic exams are over, your results are put it into database and results will be announced. So you people are getting the data from always where? Either from files or from where? Database. So we got it. In line number 1, I opened a file to read the data. I got a database connection to read the data. So these are called what? Resources, obtaining resources. I am writing here, obtaining resources. Are you able to follow? Obtaining resources. Obtaining the resources. From where I am obtaining the resources? From the programming environment. I am writing the code for opening a file to read the data. I am getting a database connection to read the data. To talk to your friend, first you must connect to your friend mobile, then conversation will start. To write a program, Python program, want to communicate with another product called Oracle, or I want to communicate with MySQL database. So I want to communicate. Now only you people please install the Oracle database or MySQL. And don't think that sir will explain Oracle installation or Python MySQL installation. I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to be a Oracle faculty or MySQL. You try to install the Oracle. Now I am telling 1 week before to you. After 1 week, this concept will start. Now only make your laptops ready with Oracle and MySQL. So I'm not going to tell Oracle installation, MySQL installation in the class. I'm not going to tell you because Oracle installation require some hardware knowledge to install it. Okay now? So you try to take care and install it. Okay. Now we got it. And during this period of time, some statements are available and corresponding except blocks I am writing. Later some statements I am writing. So many number of statements are there. Except blocks I am writing, else block and everything. Suppose for example, once you get the resources, after everything is over, in the 100 line what people are doing, file closed, closing the file, closing the file. See students, closing the file, or DB connection released, releasing the database connection, releasing the database DB connection. Once your operations are over, you are releasing the database connection. Are you able to follow? Which line you are in? Last part of the program. In middle of it, some type of operations are going on. In middle of it, some operations are going on. In the last part of your line of the try block, you are closing your resources. That means once this is called what, closing the resources. Closing the resources. It is also one technical word. I'll write it. Relinquish the resources. Relinquishing the resources. Relinquishing the resources. What are the resources? What are the resources we are getting? Either a file I am opening or a database connection I am opening it. So finally, what is happening? We are obtaining the resources. We are closing the resources here. Both of them has done it. Now, finally, I am saying that everything is done in which block only? Try block only we are doing it. See students, in line number 5, I am having one statement. What is the statement I am having? C is equal to some 100 by 0 I am having. Some 100 by 0 I am having. What is happening because of 100 by 0? Think about it. During these lines of code, some sort of lines of code is taken. So here I am going to write it. Some sort of statements are available. So here I am having, these are my lines. Once an exception is occurring, in line number 1, I got my resources. In line number 5, we got an exception. What is happening? It simply come out of which block? Try block, and execute appropriate except block. Appropriate except block will execute or not? And later it goes to which block? Finally block it will go. Else block will not go. Else block will go when there is no exception. I said that there is an exception. Comes out of it and then executing appropriate except block and going to where? Final block. What you are not closing in this point of time? File is not closing. Not closing the file. Not releasing the database connection. You got a connection here, but you did not close it. Once you are opening the connection to the database, once you don't close it, there is a chance of unauthorized people may mismanipulate your data. Once you open the door of yours, if you don't close it when you are coming to the class, something may be happening inside or not. That's why in real time, once the database or file is opened, once a file or database connection is opened, it is your responsibility to close the file. It is your responsibility to release the database connection. To do this process, what should we do? In the try block only exception is occurring. It is coming out of it. After executing except block, will it go back to line number 100 again? It won't go. What is happening? It will go to further only. Then tell me, once an exception is occurring here, is it recommended to write the closing part inside of this try block? No. What I am doing is, from now onwards, this 100 line is there now. This 100 line is there. This 100 line I am writing into. Where I am writing under a finally block. Now think about it. I am not writing which one. This 100 line I am not writing into where? Try block. Now start now. I strike it off. Start. In the line number 1, I got what? Resource. 2, 3, 4, 5. What is happening? Got the exception. Once an exception is coming, what will happen? Comes out of which block? Try block. Execute appropriate except block. And later it will go to where? So am I closing safely or not? Yes. One more case. Sir, this is an exception is there. Suppose exception is not there. What is happening? You see, I am having here C is equal to what? 100 by 10. Assume that no more exceptions are there. Line number 1 exception is coming. Line number 2, line number 3, line number 4. So on 99 executed successfully. What is happening next? It is going to else block. It is going to else block. After else block, it is going to where? So finally block, what are we doing? Closing the resource. Which is the best place for closing my resources? Finally block. So even when you are obtaining the resources here, it is always recommended to close the files in where? Close the database connection in finally block. Did you understand why finally block is required? Right. This is the most important, students. Online students, this is the importance of what? Finally block. Writing finally block is mandatory or optional? Optional. I may write it, I may not write it. When I will write it? When I have resources with me, definitely I will write what? When I don't have the resources, is it necessary to write finally block? No need. Did you understand? What is the placement of finally block? Finally block is written after which block? Else block. After else block. Finally block will, if at all you write finally block, that will execute compulsorily. Are you following me? So first point is purpose of finally block. Purpose of finally block is to release the resources, relinquishing the resources. Relinquish means what? Closing. Also called cleaning. Also nothing but give up. Give up. Also nothing but what? Releasing. These are all the synonyms of relinquishing. The resources which are getting in which block? Try block. Second point is what? Finally block will execute compulsorily if we write it. If at all we write it, finally block will execute compulsorily. What is the third point, students? Finally block writing is optional. I may write it, I may not write it. When I will write it? When there is a resource with me, then I will write that finally block. Otherwise, I don't write it. Fourth point is what? Finally block to be written after which block? Else block. If at all else block is present. If else block is not there, which is followed by what? Except block. Those are the points of finally block. Simple. Go to the place here. Now I am writing finally block. See the keywords now, students. How simple it is. Start reading. It is the block in which we write block of statements will relinquish. Means what? Release, close, give up, clean up the resources. What are the resources? Files, database softwares which are obtained in try block, and final block is called resource relinquishing block. Whatever you are obtaining in try block, we are relinquishing in which block? That's why finally block is called what? Relinquishing block. Resource relinquishing block. Next, finally block will execute compulsorily. That will execute compulsorily. Finally block is optional to write it. The place for writing finally block is that after else block, if else block present. These are the points. 4 points here, 4 points here, 8, and then 4 more points, 12, and 5 more points. Almost 17 points I said, which are very, very important. You take any student, they don't know anything about the exception handling. Once we go for an interview, we must explore by ourselves what is try, except, and then else, and then finally blocks. Clear? Now I am going to introduce what are the various forms of except block. These are all skeleton approaches to understand how to write the exceptions in our program from now onwards. We'll go to the examples. After discussion of what? Except block. So various forms of except blocks I will tell you. So what are the various forms of except blocks? So I'm going to talk about it. Online students, is it clear about all the keywords? Various forms of which blocks? Except blocks we are going to write it. Now, see students, what are the various forms of except blocks? How many ways we can use except blocks? We can use this except block in this following ways. So first one I am writing form number 1. Form number 1 I am going to take. Form number 1 is nothing but standard one, which you already understood. What is the scenario here? Try block and except block. One exception, one except block. So look at the syntax. So what is this now? Single except block, single writing or otherwise single. Let me write the syntax. You will understand. Whatever we have written so far, that is one format we will consider. So I will write it here. Some statements are coming. There I am writing. What block I am writing now? Come on. Except exception name 1. Exception name 1 will write the block of statements. Already you know that. This is already we discussed it. This is a standard way. This is the standard way. Next is called what? Exception n. Exception n I will write it. Now I am writing exception n. Number of except blocks we are writing it. Now exception n. We are writing exception n. Fine students. This is related to standard format. We have already done the example. Look at value error and then zero division error. Following? Right. Now, second form. This is standard format. Each except block can handle one exception at a time. I will write here. This form can handle one exception at a time. One exception at a time. This is called one standard format. Now, there is some new format is also available in Python. What is that? That name. Instead of writing, what is the importance of form number 2? I will tell you. See, suppose in my example, we got a value error here. I got what? Zero division error. I'll go to my command prompt. I will run my code once. Observe it. Go to the place. I'm going to show you. Python 7 AM. Exceptions here. There I will explain. Py div example2.py. Div program execution started. Enter the value and next is called 0 you say. Now I got only one message. Don't enter 0 for a denominator. So when the end user is entering 0 as a denominator, we are getting only that particular message only will come. It is not able to tell in advance what are the other mistakes are also there in our program. It is not telling what type of other exceptions are present in this program. It is not able to say. Are you getting my point? It is saying only the mistake when the user is performing. What other some users are expecting? Okay, when I am performing some type of operation like this, you are saying that don't enter 0 for denominator. Okay, very good program. And it is expecting in the next time when they run it, they should not get any more exceptions. That means what are the possible number of problems which are there? You please explain you show me in the beginning only. Are you following? When a student is failed in the first year, parents will tell that second year, third year, fourth year, you take care. There is a chance of failing. And they don't say, don't fail in first year, please pass first year, they don't say. They will tell advanced problems also which are coming. Here also, don't enter 0 for denominator is the message is coming only for this problem. And in this program, what are the other problem is present in this? Alphanumeric value also should not enter, right? Strings also should not enter. Spaces also should not enter. That message also I want to give it. Along with this current mistake, I want to tell the other mistakes also. So that the end user, next time he will not perform the wrong operation. So in advance, we are showing the exceptional messages. So they will not perform frequently wrong operations. Are you able to follow? Now, coming to the point of it, when the person keeps ATM card in reverse order, I will say what? Remove the card and insert properly. And along with that, what I am saying, enter the PIN number properly, enter the sufficient amount to withdraw. These are the advanced messages I am saying. He kept the card in reverse order. Okay, giving the message perfect. Next time, what is happening? Keep the card properly. He may enter wrong PIN number. That time I need to tell him in the beginning only. Second mistake, third mistake, fourth mistakes, I don't want to make it to perform. Beginning only I am telling all the mistakes. Are you catching me? That type of advanced messages if you want, I will go for this one. What is that one? Multi except That facility is called multi-exception handling block. Multi-exception handling except block. That means in a single except block, we can handle what? Multiple exceptions. What is the syntax? What is the syntax you see? I will carry this syntax. Try here. You observe, students. Exception class name 1, comma. What is the next one? Exception class name 2. Exception class name 2, comma. So on. Exception class name n. Exception class name n. Done. Then you see carefully what I am doing here. Now I am saying here something like this. Are you able to follow? Try block, except block, writing block of statements, except class name 1, class name 2, etc. Many number of except blocks I am writing it. Are you able to follow? Then how it is working now? What is the way of execution here? If any exception is occurring, those exceptions list of names I am writing in the single except block only. Since one except block is handling multiple exceptions, that's why it is named as what? Multi-exception handling except block we can call. If any exception is occurring, if it is matching with exception name 2, not matching with other kind of thing, since it is matching, it will execute all the user-friendly error messages which you have written. These user-friendly error messages are related to exception 1, related to exception 2, related to exception n also. Did you understand? So if you like this syntax, you follow. If you want one mistake at a time, you go for this. You want all the mistakes to be given at a time, you go for this. Are you able to catch my point? Yes. So coming to the point back, this is a DIV2 program. I will copy this program. Yesterday's online students, somebody was asked it, can we handle multiple exceptions at a time? This is an answer for them. Now see, value error. I don't know whether I forget the name, students. Who asked it? Okay, ma'am. Minnu Kumari asked that. Okay. So you got an answer here. You see, value error, 0 division error. So Deepak, you also. Okay. Now see that I am writing this message. This you remove it. Now I am writing it. What is that? Value error related message I am writing. And next, don't enter 0 for denominator. Both the messages I written. This is exception handling 3. This is called what? Multi-exception handling block. Multi-exception handling block. That is nothing but a single except block handling multiple exceptions. Is known as what? Multi-exception handling block. So both the messages. Now let me run this. Code. So go to this place. Now see here, div3.py. Let me execute. py, say this now. Enter the value 120. No issue at all. Perfectly executed. No exceptions are there. Now I will enter this one. 0 I will enter. See that what messages will come. Don't enter ALNUMSSTR. This is one advanced message I am giving. And for the present problem also, don't enter 0 for denominator. I understand this problem and I will understand one more advanced problem also. Next time I don't perform the mistake. So I got two things. So definitely when I enter APC, I won't enter any alphanumerical value because I already seen advanced message or not. If I enter that, again you are getting the same message once again. If they enter this message, they are getting the present message, plus they will understand the other advanced message. Is it clear? Yes. So coming to the point of it, this is the answer for a single except block handling what? Multiple exceptions at a time. That's why it is known as multi-exception handling block we can call. So this is the one for this type of things. Next, form number 3, I want to go for it. Form number 3, I will go for it. Form number 3 is what? Simple. This is also important. In near future, when you are learning, when you are entering into the industry through Python program, you are communicating with what? Python. What to Oracle. Oracle is called what? Other party software, some other vendor product. Python related to some language, Oracle is related to some other kind of product, not related to the Python related software related things. This is completely different product. When my request will go to Python program to Oracle, some sort of exception will come in where other language or other product side. Such exceptions I want to fetch it. I want to get it in which program? Python program. I want to see the message of Oracle related kind of exception messages. I want to get it in which language? Python. So which exceptions are there in Oracle? We don't know. But whose exception messages I want to get it in where? Python language. Tomorrow you are going to communicate with cloud. You are going to cloud, working on cloud engineers. These days the students are getting selected is what? Python developers for cloud. Cloud penetration engineer. Last 2 days back one student was selected. Then they asked about what? How if an exception is occurring in cloud, how you can get it in Python language? The form number 3, which I used to tell in every batch, which is very important. When my Python program is communicating with Oracle, how do you get that exception messages? When my Python program is communicating with MySQL, what type of things, what type of exceptions are coming? Those things I am going to retrieve with my Python side. How do you get it, students? I will take it here. Now here I am writing form number 3. I am writing here like this. Try block here, exception name 1 as what? Alias name. What I am giving? Alias name. In this alias name, we are going to capture the message of other side exception messages. We don't know Oracle exception names, right? In Python, every exception is called what? Object. Object need what? Class. You know classes of that. But you don't know Oracle related exception class names. Do you know? Anybody knows Oracle here? Yeah, no, I don't ask any question. Do you know Oracle? Little bit. Strictly no. Somebody know. You are fearing to say. Who is that? Don't tell lies. No. Who knows? Girls, you know. You know. Right. Not like that. You know. You are attending the classes. But no faculty will explain exception handling in Oracle. In Oracle, exception handling is there. They don't explain. Why? They will get exception first. Really, I'm telling you, just testing. They don't explain. Why? Require some talent to explain exceptions. Sleeping, huh? So, coming to the point back. Alias name I am writing. I am showing in the next, I am entering into the database now. I will show you that. In cloud also some exceptions are there. Those exception related messages I am capturing into where? Alias name. Alias name. Even antenduku. When you are going to the database learning, what you are doing? Select star from insert to delete to etc. Who need that? Who need that? An LKG student can learn that. What you need? How to design the database you learn. How to design database. You enter into that if you are talented. If I go to ICICI banking application development, you are a database learner, you learn database and they will ask you, develop a database for storing our ICICI banking customers data. Already what are you doing? You are create a table, student, employee. These are all LKG level of answers. You create a ICICI banking information, ICICI credit card holders information, ICICI saving customers information, ICICI recurring depositors information, ICICI defaulters. Defaulters means taken the loan, not paid the amount, and the relation between that. And these people will have the account in ICICI, having the saving account. ICICI is having the saving account, having loan they taken it, and a defaulter. taken the loan, having the credit card, having taken car loan, having the account, how do you establish the relation between that? You learn. That is called talent. What they will do? They will create one table, select star from employee, that too, this, etc. Total Sodhi. ABCDs. If you are talented, you develop that. If you are developed, you learn it. Are you following? How to design that? Normalization is one topic is there. This is a normalization. Who are MCA here? MCA. BTech CSC? DBMS. Okay. What is our first normal form? Huh? Second normal form, third normal form, BCNF, and then fourth normal form, fifth normal form. Nobody knows, including you people also. Why? Because they will not explain anything. And these are all open secrets. Maybe it will touch to you, but they disturbed you. Why? If they explain very well, today you will not get that situation. Correct or not? Yes. How to design the database you learn. Don't try to say select star from employee, select EMPNO, e-name. These bike repairing works we don't want. Bike repairing works, no. Bike designing work, you learn it. Understand this? Attender job, no. Doctor job, you learn it. Attender also will give injection suddenly. Doctor also will give injection. Doctor give injection, no pain, no dot, no nothing is there. If attender give injection, you have to use another tablet also to reduce the pain. Injection pain, one side effect. Tablet using to reduce the pain, another side effect. Side effect, multiple side effects. So once you learn certain subject, you must be a master in that. Understand? So those who are learning database, I said to you, learn normalization. If they did not explain, ask them. Who said? Tell my name. No problem now. They will also appreciate. If they know, they will explain. Otherwise, they'll go out. You take this example. ICICI customers database. Those customers are having credit card holder. That customer is having loan. That customer is having a loan but not paid. There is a customer who is taking credit card plus having savings account and who is running the business with the current account. That is called a subject. How to design the database? That is subject. ER models, hierarchical models, networking models. What is the difference between DBMS and RDBMS? DBMS full form, RDBMS full form. That is your capacity. So, this is called your talent. Allah Saturday underground action plans. Feeling that you know all the things. Do we know anything? Huh? Do we know anything? No. After coming to the class, sleeping also. Today sleeping is not there in the class. Everything is active. Are you following? Right. Now, sometimes when I see you, now you'll get a lot of sympathy also sometimes. Because good students, people are not teaching well. Sometimes I used to feel by myself how they can survive, how they will grow. Like that I'll feel sometimes. But helpless now, I cannot all the things. We are there in my class. I'm making you to realize. At least my subject, I want to make you master. But will you read all these things? No, you will not read. You will just follow like your olden days flashback. Right? Not all of them. Whoever is not reading it. Shall I move forward? Anyhow, let it be, students. Come on to the point. As alias name, I will write next is called what? Exception class name 2. I am communicating with MySQL. Exception name 2 as alias name. Alias name will do what? Capturing the message of what? Exceptions. Online students, am I speaking correct only now? regarding the previous before writing this? Is it a open facts or not? Online students? Yes. So they are called open facts. You will also support me because you already experienced it. You will have more pain than me because sorry, I'm making to realize. Once if I pass my academics, we should not feel happy for it. We received the memo, correct? Okay, I got out of DBMS, I got 88. Now immediately you need to see, am I really having 88% content in my mind? Really having? If 88 questions are coming in DBMS out of 100 questions, will you answer it? No. How many questions will answer? 1 or 0. Even 1 or 0 is practically, if I give it, not that also. Right. Huh? Right. Prashant? Okay. Used to say both. Come to the point of it. Now coming to the point of it, exception name 1, alias name, exception name 2, alias name. Let me go to the example. What is this alias name is capturing? Go to the Python environment 1 here. Go to the Python here. I'll go for it. 3.10. You go to this place. Now I'm going to say. Observe it now. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 0. A by B I am writing. What is an exception here? 0 division error. 0 division error is a class name. For that corresponding message is coming or not? Are you following me? Division by 0. This is called the message which is captured. This is a message which is captured in where? Alias name. When I come to Oracle now, Oracle communication, I will show you this alias name more perfectly. So right now I will write one code. I will show you here. Let me go for div example 4.py. So coming to this div example 4.py. Now see that I am writing here this first part I will get it. Okay, this part I will get it. Not that part. This part I will get it. Here I will say, I will write here. As what? V, some alias name I am giving. As what? K. Give your own name, no problem. But print what here? K. And some variable name you write it. You write what here? V you write it. This is only to know about what messages are coming in the other party softwares. Right? So, coming to div 4.py. div 4.py. div example 4.py. You run this code, ma? You run this code. Are you observing this message? Division by 0. Suppose I am taking directly 10x you see. What are the message is coming? Value error. This message is captured in the alias name. Are you getting? Now you run this code. In this code, div example 4.py. Enter the first value. Enter the second value. What is the exception is coming here in our program? 0 division error. That K is capturing that message. What is the message is capturing, ma? Division by 0. You are going to get it. What is the answer now? Division by 0. Is it captured or not? Like that, what exception message is coming at the other end, we are capturing it. Let me run once again. 10 here, 100 here, 10x I am writing. See that? Invalid literal int for base 10x. Even previously also, invalid literal 10 base x. Is it coming or not? Careful. Are you following me? So coming to the point back. Now I am going to say, this is called alias name. Is it capturing that message or not? Capturing the message which is occurring due to what? Used to say what? These kind of messages. Due to this exception occurrence, some message is occurring. That messages we are capturing with what concept? Alias name concept. Clear? Right. So now I am going to say one more type of exception. How many forms of exceptions? How many forms of except blocks? 3 forms so far. One is what? Handling single exception at a time. Second one, handling multiple exceptions at a time. Handling exception with alias name. Capturing the exception error message due to exception occurrence. That is called third one. Shall I go to the fourth one? Yes, fourth one. Fourth one is nothing but a favorite to the Amirpet students. And if anybody teaches exception handling, it's a favorite. So they don't come to this stage of handling of exceptions. If at all any person is teaching exceptions, see what they will write it and how they are disturbing the students. I will also tell, but how I will tell you listen, how people are just destroying the people you see. There is a form number 4. I am taking form number 4. Form number 4. See, form number 4. What they will write is, what they are trying to tell is, see, you are writing exception 1, exception 2, exception n, and how they are keeping this message in the minds of the students. When the student is innocent, faculty will say so many things. And that's why everything I am showing programmatically to you. Now, you see, what is the message is coming? User-friendly error message for exception 1, user-friendly error message for exception 2, exception n. When you keep the code in reverse order, remove the code and insert properly. Is it a corresponding message for your mistake or not? When I enter the pin number wrong, invalid pin, try again. For your mistake, corresponding error message will come. When I enter more amount than your existing balance, saying that what? Don't enter more amount than your existing balance. That is insufficient funds. Is it not called a specific user-friendly error messages or not? Now, when you come back here, they will say, you are writing exception 1, exception 2, exception n is a waste of time. You write only one except block, they will say. See how they are disturbing you. They are writing, write only except block. Don't write anything. Except colon. Except colon. Except colon is nothing but what? It is a default exception block. Like a default case block is there, na? Match case. Case underscore we are writing. Like that, the default except block is also there, students. Coming back, what is this default except block? How they will write it? You see now, I'm going to take my code. I'll take my code. Same example I will carry. See, students. Now I'm taking new program. I'm taking this one. Here only I will take it for only. Okay, this is done. And this is called what? 5.py. And they are not writing any except block, students. What they are writing? Except they are writing. Whenever I write except like this, what is the message I have to write here? They are saying, you understand. With your full practical knowledge, you understand. Earlier you see, whenever there is a value error, I am giving the corresponding message. Whenever there is an exception, it is called what? Corresponding message. Now you are going to this place. I am writing except colon. What should I write it? What should I write it here? Except colon I am writing. What should I write it? If exception name is there, I can write the corresponding user-friendly error message, right or not? Right. If a value error is there, corresponding message. If zero division error there is corresponding message. Here, what is an exception name you have? No exception name you are writing. What people are writing in the classes, which I observed virtually, they are writing, oops, something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Because in internet, some poor websites, or some even earlier days in Google Pay or Phone Pay, something entered wrong. It will say, oops, something went wrong, you will say. Are you getting this? So, oops, something went wrong. So, let us write this, execute now. See, students, carefully observe it. Now, take care, and then observe it. Whether it will satisfy. The student who know full subject, they won't satisfy. Enter the data, 100, and then 5. I am entering, no exception is there. It's okay. Now, next I am entering 100, and next is called 0. Next I am writing 0. What is happening? So, here exception is occurring. It comes out of which block? Try block. Looking for what? Except block. Except block is not having any name. That means it is the generic exception block which will handle all sorts of exceptions. Right? All sorts of, no exception is written. It is matches with everything. So see what is the message is coming. Oops, something went wrong. oops, something went wrong, you will also feel very nice. That sir said that so many except block. This sir is saying one except block. Oops, something went wrong. Next, one more time I will run it. 10 and then 5x I am writing. Again, oops, something went wrong. Slowly you will get a doubt. For everything, oops, something went wrong. What is this oops? Interviewer will ask a question. For everything, oops, something went wrong. What is that something went wrong? You tell me. Interviewer will put a first question. Did you understand the problem of that? What is the problem of that? For every problem, same message is coming. It is called oops. You are oops. In exception handling, you are oops. Did you understand? Will you write like this? No, it is not recommended. What is recommended to write? You are recommended to write problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution. A patient is severely suffering. Will you give vitamin tablet only? No, you have to give direct attacker medicine to be given. Don't enter zero for denominator. Don't enter alphanumerics. Don't enter ALNUMs. Don't enter spaces. Point to point you need to give. That is called what? It is recommended to write like this. Is it recommended to write only except block like this? No. Then how to write it, sir? Then if it is no use at all, why they developed it? Some use is there. Now I will tell you in real time how we use it. Shall I tell you now? Now, let me start, students. Online students, did you understand the problem of that? Don't convince in the positive direction. Don't convince it. If they teach like that, don't convince it. Why? For every problem, oops only. For every problem, oops only. What is that problem name? What is that message name? Are you understanding that? Now, I am going to tell you how to do this. How to explain this. In which case I will write it. See, I am going to give you the very good clarity now. See, students. Now I am going to take up. Here I am going to write it. Very good things. 6.py. 6.py. What I am writing? Value error. Zero division error. This is the program. See, my dear students. Try to keep some concentration. Developed by KVR on 3/4. I mean to say, this is a date, month, date and year. Okay, in your way, 4th March 2023. KVR, developed by KVR on 4th March 2023. Right? Fine. Then, this is the one I developed it. And what I did, this is the program I developed in 2023 March related requirement. This is my application. In the near future, that means every project will be going forward. Updation. There is a maintenance, because organizations are going on increasing. They will add some new kind of functional area in the companies. That functional area to write in the software format, that will be going for after 1 year, that will go for what? Updation. Updation in the sense, some changes. Suppose ICICI banking is using only banking facilities. That software was developed and it was running for 2 years, very nice. And ICICI people are entering into insurance domain. They are entering into credit card domain. They are entering into some other kind of domains. And these kind of things also to be automated in the existing software or not. So definitely ICICI banking software will go for what? Updation. Updation means what? They will add the new things or they will remove completely now. They will add something new. Correct or not? Now see, students. Whenever it goes to in 2025, this program may go for maintenance. That is called updation. By keeping 2023 in the 2025 in the mind, KVR programmer is adding some extra statement. In 2025, the new programmer will add some new statement to my existing code compulsory. Are you following me? What is that statement? I don't know. In 2023, I don't know which type of statement who is entering in 2025. Which statement is entering in 2023, I don't know, no? Will I know? No. Some statement he will write it. That statement may be having some exception. That exception I don't know in 2023. To handle that exception in 2023, which exception? 2025 exception, I want to give some precautionary to whom? 2025 programmer, I want to give some precautionary mechanism. That's why after writing all my except blocks, I am writing some precautionary measurement. Except of, I am not writing anything. Why I am not writing anything? Because I don't know in 2025 what exception will come. At least I can tell him that, oops, something went wrong. This is the message. This is something went wrong. I am writing something went wrong. I am writing here. Something went wrong. Take care. Now, this is a message not for end user. This is a message for what? 2025 programmer. Why I did not write any exception name here? We don't know the future exception. Now you see, I just written it. I just kept it quiet. Now I am running my program. See what is happening? What is happening, you see? I will just say div6.py. Online students, did you catch my explanation? Are you getting my point, what I am explaining, students? Right, good. Come to the point back. You execute div. What is my program name? 6.py. See, students, at present, it is running so perfectly. That except block is not having any impact on my code. See that? 0, getting my message perfectly. Now 20 and ABC. This is having perfectly now. That except block is nowhere else impacting on my code. That too, where I written after all my specific exceptions, a generic exception is written to cater or to capture the exceptions in which year? Okay, assume a new person is coming in 2025. He opened my code and he is adding some new statement. New statement he is adding. New statement is adding. What is the new statement? S is equal to Python. S is equal to Python. Print of S of 10 is writing. And that person don't know exception handling. That person don't know exception handling. The person who developed in 2023, he developed the program very strongest. And the person who is coming to 2025, by mistake, he don't know what exception it is coming. And he added some statement. Are you following me? Tell me, what is this S of 10? Do you have index 10 here? Then what is happening? What is the exception is in this line number 13? Index error. Is it line number come out of which block? Try block. Matching, is it matching with the 14th line? No. Is it matching with 16th line? No. Is it matching with the 18th line? Yes. What is getting the message? Oops, something went wrong. He will run the code. He will run the code. See what is happening. He is running and is enjoying my previous result. Now he is getting, oops, something went wrong. He will see. He will be alert. Oh, what is went wrong? Is it a message to him or not? This message was developed already in which year? 2023. It is an alert for whom? Future person. Future person. That future person started thinking. What is went wrong? What is wrong with my code? Now he will write. He will search in the internet also and he will find that what error it is. Then I will write, what is this now? Index error. And he will write what? Print of, please check the index. Please check the index. Now, he will also continue. 2023 programmer shown the good path for 2025 programmer. 2025 programmer will show the good path for 2030 programmer also. He will also carry my style. What is that? Except of, oops, something went wrong. This is for what? 2030 programmer. It is a good style of writing the exceptions in real time. Did you understand this scenario? Only writing like this. Really you are oops. Really you are oops. Did you understand this pregnance of subject? This is called subject. Online students, This is the way. Now you run the code now. Now you run the code. Now I am saying here, say something like 4 and then 5. See that what? Please check the index. I will feel very happy. 2023 programmer has shown me a good guidelines for me and he has given a route for me. I am also learning how to handle exception, how to give the future messages very well. In 2020, for 30% written A is equal to or some X is equal to 2 plus what? 3J. 2 plus 3J. And what is writing? What is that writing? X dot. What is that? Imaginary is writing. What is happening? You see, imaginary. Run this 10. Then next is called 2. What is happening? Please check the index. It is coming. Now, it is going to be solving. Assume that I am writing what? 1 I am writing. 1 I am writing. You see what is happening? 10 and 2. What is happening? Oops, something went wrong. 20-30% also will understand. Oh, what is went wrong? I got the answer or not? Oops, something went wrong. You will see what is went wrong. 20-30%. This program is correct. He will concentrate on it. Yes. What is it? You forget already. Attribute error. Attribute error. Already told you. X is equal to 2 plus 3J. X dot what? Real. X dot what? IMAG. X dot what? Imaginary I am writing. Imaginary. I got it what? Attribute error. Subject is important, students. So go to where? Attribute error. What is that? What is that? Please check. What is that? Please check. What is this now? Please check. Spelling mistake. Spelling mistakes. Are you following? Next, 2030 programmer also will continue the 2023 guideline which is followed by 2025. 2025 guideline he will carry, and the 2023 person who developed from the scratch level, it will be continued for the entire next levels of updations or not. That is subject, students. Except of, see how the exceptions are writing. Come on to the subject. Now you see, 100 and then 2. What is happening? Please check the spelling mistakes. That is the way of writing exceptions. So will you write only except block? Students in online, did you understand the style of writing exceptions? All the students. Very good. So what is this except block is called? Default except block. Suppose if I write the default except block in the beginning of all the exceptions, you will get error. See that now. Execute my program now. See that default except block must be. This is guidelines. Writing only one except block. Oops, something went wrong. Oops, faculty oops, student oops. Because when you go to real time, this type of explanation if you give now, they'll feel that yes, he's a solid student. This type of explanation is more than enough to carry. Will you remember this? Right. So where should I write it? This one. Last. See, in my class, when I'm saying something, it is always showing the program first. That is a practical knowledge I am saying to you people. So see that entering and then to getting the data. And immediately please spell the check the spellings. I will write what? IMAG. Now you checked it. Now you see 100 and then some 2 and got the perfect answer. No more exceptions. Are you able to follow? Yes. Now this is called another except block. Now finally, what is my conclusion? What is my conclusion? You come except block. Is it recommended? Come on, recommended or not recommended? Not recommended. Not recommended. What is the recommendation now? I'll go for this now. Final syntax of exception handling. I am saying final syntax of exception handling. Final syntax. Tell me. What is the final syntax? I am writing this try block, except blocks like this. Last, if you want, I can write this. Last, if you want, I can write this. Are you able to follow? After writing so many things, you can write it. You can write like this also, students. You can write like this also. How you can write it? This is the way I am writing it. You can write like this, and I'm saying this part. What is this now? I'm writing this area. Here I'm writing. So here I'm writing. Are you able to follow? Either with separate exceptions or multi-exception handling block and except block. Clear? How many except blocks? How many except block? Handling single exception, handling multiple exceptions, handling exceptions with alias name, handling exception without name. How to write it? Only writing is useless code. Writing specific exception at the end, if you write, that is the most useful code. Understand or not? Yes. Let me show you that various forms of what? Except blocks. Various forms of except blocks I will show you. Coming to this place, I'm going to put it in this place, students. Exceptions I will keep it. Exceptions I'll keep it. You observe it. Now I am opening it. Various forms of except blocks. Observe it. Come on, we can use except block. We can use except block in various form. Form number 1, we can handle one exception at a time. That is a standard one. What is the program you have to refer? div2 example. Already written. I am writing the code. div2. Next up. Coming to the point back. Here I am writing. Next one. Second one. With this form of exception, we can handle multiple specific exceptions with a single except block. This type of facility called multi-exception handling block. Try except exception 1, exception 2, exception n. Block of statements for all of them. Refer div example 3.py. Refer div example 3.py. Done. Next is called what? Refer form number 3. Form number 3. Alias names now. With this form, we can handle one exception at a time with alias name for capturing technical error message occurring due to exception occurrence. Zero division error is coming. What is its technical error message? Division by 0. For capturing that, I am taking it. Refer div example 4.py. Alias names k, etc. Next, one more. Default except block. Default except block matches with all types of exceptions. Industry is not recommended to write a single default except block because it is giving a common message. Common message for what? Common message for all types of what? Exceptions. Is it recommended? No. Hence, industry is highly recommended to write default except block at the end of all types of specific exception block. Syntax. Final syntax. Try exception class name 1, class name 2, class name n. Else block. Else block. See last one. What is this now? Default except block. Else finally. Or try block. What is this now? Exception class name 1, class name 2, class name n. Write of them. Write the default except block. Writing here. div5.py. div5.py. I wrote it. Not recommended at all. Here I wrote it even in the coding also. div5. Not recommended. div6.py. It is an ultimate code. Are you able to follow? See how many exceptions are there. This is a style of writing exceptions. Students, this is called what? Recommended. This is called what? Various forms of each blocks. Exception. See the syntax of exception handling now. Are you perfect today? Right. So actually before exception handling, we don't know what is exception handling. Are you good? Confident? Right. If you read this now regularly for 2 days continuously, you cannot forget. Today you are forget. Next Saturday, if I ask the same question, you will think about it to say whether you are strong or not. Why? You did not refer. A good teacher says this good content. If you read immediately, you will become strong. Even if I say good content, within 1 week, if you don't touch it, after that you will become weak. Natural. Correct or not? If I don't teach the subject with these many years, how can I teach strong subject? Correct or not? Yes. So, reading is important after going to home. Fine. Students in online. So, coming to the point of it, these are comes under exception block. So, I will go for this. These are comes under various forms of except block. Next, I will introduce raise keyword is also there. Raise keyword. After introducing the raise keyword, then our exercise will start. Then ATM application, you will become very stronger in that area. That raise keyword I will introduce on Monday. Monday I will introduce it because time is almost over, 8:36. We will also take 4 minutes or 5 minutes weekend relaxation because some people are already underground only. Because yesterday night only they went to underground. So only offline students also are around 60 people are absent. 60 people already they went Friday night only underground only. They'll come Monday morning underground. Monday morning also they don't come. Tuesday morning they will come. They will get what exception they will get it. Human exceptions nobody can solve it. Human exceptions are very dangerous. Mistakes. Going on the bike, committing mistake, never come back that mistake. Right or not? That's why human life is so prestigious. You enjoy every moment of it by reading the content. That is my advice. Okay, students, take care and I will upload these notes. Right? Sahid. That's correct. But you don't know exception handling now. God can resolve the human exception, but he cannot write immediately, try and accept the blocks. Cannot get it back. That's why read well and go for Monday class. I'll go for which keyword? Raise keyword, and I'll start the exercise on the day. Right, students, take care and please install Oracle database, MySQL. See that, take care about that. Okay, students, take care. Rahul, I'll tell you that environmental variable within the explanation of the notes. Right. And need not to give that environmental variable. It's not a difficult. You try to practice it. Right. Kalyan D.
Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Tell me, Kalyan.
Sir, yesterday I was talking about the package issue which I was facing, right, sir?
No.
So I just read, when I'm getting that error, right? So I went through that logs actually. What I saw is basically an SSL certificate issue. So any suggestions are for me to fix that part?
Which one? Python related 3.x version, huh?
Right. So basically, I'm trying to install, add one of the package, and basically in the Charm you have these settings, right? On the files you have settings, and then you go there and then you add your package. So I was adding one of the package regarding the HDB modules. Basically, it's a DB connection module actually. So when I'm installing that, then it was not installing, and then there's a log generated. So when I looked into the log, it shows an SSL certificate issues. And I'm
see
trying
the
to
library once. See the library and documentation of that.
Yeah, but will it be related to SSL, sir?
No, they're not related to this module related problem. Coding problem, that is.
Coding problem, okay.
Coding related.
Okay, sir. I'll investigate, sir. Because that the package what they have is basically from a standard company actually. So
but you take care about it. But there is a library maybe problem, maybe deprecation problems. Take care about that. Coding related issue, that is.
Okay. So normally SSL should not come. That's what you're saying, right? Sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Sir, say one. Sorry, I'll take one more minute, sir. Sir, even when I'm trying to upgrade my PIP, also it gives me the same thing as SSL only.
No need to upgrade pip. Why to upgrade the pip? It will be just
I
it's a
was just
warning
trying
message only. Okay, you upgrade with a warning message. What is coming to you? You can upgrade it.
We can do force upgrade, sir, on the pip.
Huh?
Force upgrade we can do.
You can do it. Why not? You can do it by saying minus m. Some options are coming in your system. Upgrade. There is only warning message, not a mandatory message.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll figure out, sir. Thank
you. Next, Pavani.
Sir, one database installation is okay, right, sir?
Yes, either Oracle and MySQL, both.
Both we have to install, sir?
Both you install it.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's important. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next, Minnu Kumari.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Minnu, good evening. Good morning.
So, sir, I just have a doubt from my today class. So, as you said, if we are not aware with the exception, which exception is going to occur along with the multiple exceptions, then we should just write the oops message. Okay. That's fine.
Some message you write. I wrote something.
Yeah, some message I will write it. Some print message I will write it. But when I'm entering something which is not correct, I mean, this is going to throw an exception. Compulsory, it is going to throw an exception. But I don't know what that exception will be. And if I write a oops message, then I will not get exactly which exception is going to occur. So what my expectation is, if I just take the except block, one generic except block at the end of all the multiple exceptions, and I don't write any print message, okay, then what will happen?
Error will come, na indentation error will come.
Okay, so okay, if I'm writing some message, then I'm getting the message, right? But how will I know? How I will get the idea exactly what is going wrong?
That's what student, the programmer must have the knowledge on subject.
But okay, so the thing is here, sir, in Java, if we write exception in catch block, if we write exception E and we just print E, okay, so that E, that means the object of exception is giving exactly the exception name.
Here also, here also, you are not seeing that. If you look at that, you see that the first I explained already in the class. That I told already in the class. You see div1, you see execute. I said 10 and 0. I got an exception. I got an exception here. 0 division error. As you are printing exception E in Java, if you go for it, I am from pure Java. You can print E.print stack trace also.
Yeah, but that is only working with a single exception.
Listen.
Yeah.
There you are getting the name of the exception. Here you see, without writing that code also, you are getting the name of the exception. Correct?
Yes.
But that is more than enough. That is more than enough to the end user programmer to write that exception in the except block.
Yeah, but it is only happening if we are not taking any default exception in my program, right? If I'm taking a default exception in my program and if I'm writing a oops message or any print message in the program, then I will be not able to get the exact exception which is not listed here.
That's what I'm saying, that if you don't write it, you will get the name of the exception. This is not a message for the end user. It is a message for the person who is going to coming to the updation level. If I leave this thing without writing, you will get the name of the exception. If that person don't know, listen very carefully. If that person don't know how to write except block, at least end user can see this message. Did you understand?
Okay. So suppose here, sir, here you handled one exception which is 0 division error. Okay, and I'm entering 0 for B. Okay, but that exception is not handled in my program. Okay, and I have taken one default exception which is just giving oops, something went wrong. Okay, so as a programmer also, how will I know what is going wrong? I mean,
that's what I'm saying now. Already I said to you, same thing you are asking again. If you, as a programmer, if you don't know, means you are weak in the exception part.
A programmer must know about which problems and what exceptions are coming. That's what I started giving you that explanation in the beginning only. These are all things I covered already in the class. You see, when you are writing certain statements, you must analyze your program in such a way that which exceptions are coming for which statement. This type of clarity is required for the programmer. If the programmer don't know the name of the exception and writing the program in real time is meaningless. They need to know about the each and every statement exception. Then they are eligible to write the scratch level projects. Understand?
Okay, sir, but still my doubt is not clear.
What is your doubt?
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about a single exception program. If I have n number of exception, number of except block in my program, which is already written by other programmer, but still I'm getting something went wrong. I don't know why this message is coming, because definitely
because
there is
of unknown exception is coming.
Unknown exception, yeah. So, but I don't know which exception it is. I will go through each and every exception.
Don't write that time. For your answer, don't write this block. Okay.
Then it will throw the particular exception name, right?
100%. I shown you already in the beginning of the days. This is the one. Without writing exception, you are getting it. You see, by default,
more
it is
logical. I feel, sir. I mean,
this if you don't write any exception, you are getting the exception name directly.
Yeah. Then to catch the exception, to know which exception it is coming, we should not write the except the default except block. I think so.
For
then
your
I
answer,
at least know the exception name.
Listen, Amma, listen. For your answer, this is the for your question. You are saying that except block is not written. You are getting, oops, something went wrong. You want to know which exception is coming. That is actually the person who don't know exception handling. They will get the doubt like that. The programmer will get the doubt like that. For that person, if you get the doubt, I am saying that don't write it. You will get the name of the exception.
Yes.
That exception.
For end user, that is fine. Yeah. For end user, this message is okay. But if I want to know as a programmer, if I want to know which exception exactly it is throwing, then I think I should comment this line.
That is already explained in the day before yesterday only. You see this.
Yes, you explained, but
this is already explained in the first day of the class. If anybody don't know exception, that exception will be coming by default in the Python environment. That exception name we will take it and we will write it here like this, div2. What are all the exceptions are coming, we will write like this. As a real-time practices, we will write it.
We should keep one for end user. We should keep this error message.
This, if a updation person, if the 25% don't know which exception is occurring, if you forget to handle the exception, at least end user can see this message. That is the intention of that.
Yes.
Okay. No?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Right. Next, Naveen Kumar. Student name is Naveen Kumar.
Hi, sir. Good morning. I got your exception blocks today.
Okay.
And understood.
Yes.
Sir, one thing, sir, if I install Oracle DB, can I install from my Google browser, home browser?
That I don't have any knowledge about Oracle installation, my dear student. Why? Because if it goes wrong, you cannot entirely Oracle to Python communication. You may not be taking place because it requires some type of small settings also.